guys, Chris with Token Vaping associated with Cloud9 Vape Shops. Today's review is going to probably go a little bit longer. I normally try to stay between like the 12 and 15 minute range, just to give as full in-depth review as I can. This one is kind of different, and it's kind of, for me, it's kind of a cool one. When I started doing this review business, I had intentionally wanted to do a review for everything vaping, whether it was devices, whether it was juices, whether it was cotton types, things like that. Unfortunately, most companies are really kind of skeptical about sending out stuff, so to speak, and taking a chance on sending it to somebody, whether or not they actually do it or not. And I totally understand, and I totally respect that, don't get me wrong. So anytime that I get an opportunity to do a review on something other than juices, it's a really, really big honor, just because it means that they're willing to take that chance just to see what I can do. The company that I'm reviewing today is LVSG. Now, if you go to their website, it's under LynnsVapeShop.com. They're based in San Jose, California, and they did send me a juice to review, and they sent me an RDA, it's really cool. So I'll get to that here in a second. Now, real quick on Lynn's Vape Shop. Like I said, they're based in San Jose, California. They are, it's a beast of a shop. It's literally meant to be a central hub for everything vaping. Sometimes you get at stores and things like that to where you walk in and everybody there tries to make you feel welcome. Everybody there tries to treat you like you belong there and not just a sale. But there are times when that doesn't always help. There are just times when you never feel right, or you don't always feel, you feel out of place, so to speak. Lynn's Vape Shop definitely tries to go beyond that and go above and beyond what you would expect customer service or customer friendly to be. They have multiple devices, tanks, patties, RDAs, batteries, variable voltage, variable wattage, beginners kits, expert kits. They have such a wide range of items that it would be very hard to walk in there and not walk out of there with something because you said, I just didn't see something that struck me, or I didn't see something that I liked, or there wasn't anything there that would work for me. They have a huge range of everything. They literally try to be the one-stop everything. But they don't just stop there. They have over 50 flavors on their flavor menu. They offer in 4 different nicotine levels: 0, 3, 6, and 12. 4 nicotine levels, over 50 flavors. It's really going to be hard to be able to be in there, sample some juices, and say, I just didn't find anything. But it doesn't stop there. They have televisions there, that they try to play, the games when they're on, or if it's not sports season, they may have music playing or something like that. But it doesn't stop there. Sorry. They also have 2 Xbox Ones. They have video game consoles there for people to play. They expect you to come in and hang out. So they basically give you things to do while you hang out to give you more reason to be there. And then something else I discovered on their site, which I think is really, really cool. As far as I'm aware, and I've checked other sites and everything else, they're the only ones I've come across that do this. But I definitely think it's something that other shops should start considering maybe doing if they're big enough. They rent devices by the hour. You can just basically go in, and I'm pretty sure they probably have a set grouping of them that you can rent. I doubt you're going to be able to walk and be like, can I rent that brand new in the box item, open it, rent it, and then whatever. They probably have a set. But still, to be able to go into a vape shop and hear, okay, hey, I heard that new Sigeli's out on the market. You know, do you guys have one that I can try? Well, we have one right here. You know, it's however so much an hour, and go ahead and try it out, see what you think. That's really cool. I mean, that makes a big deal, especially if you're a person who just started vaping or is trying to figure out if vaping is for you. You know, there's a lot of times you walk into a shop and you get lost or confused because you don't know what the devices are like just because you can't use them. All you do is see them. Yes, a lot of them look really cool, but that doesn't mean that they all are going to work really well for you. And regardless of how in-depth an explanation the shop owner can give you, I mean, there's only so much that they can do. You know, they can't make you feel how it's going to work for you. So the fact that they are going one step further and saying, hey, you know what, if you really want to try this, you know, this is what it is. You can rent it, try it out, see what you think. That's really cool. So, you know what, much props to you guys for doing that. Now, the flavor that I got sent to try, and this was a total blessing in itself. This is their label, made in USA. Name of the flavor, it's Honey-Moo. Now, Honey-Moo is a honeydew milk tea flavor, and I'll explain that in a second here. The NIC level right there is a 3, and then they've got the warning ingredients level there and everything else. Child safety cap, glass bottle. This is a 30 ml bottle. On the website you can purchase this for $22, which is actually a really good deal. Now, their Honey-Moo is the #1 selling flavor that they have. It's their top flavor. As I said, it's a honeydew milk tea flavor. Now, I've tried a few tea flavored juices before. Not a big fan. I don't drink tea, I don't drink coffee, things like that. So flavor-wise, it's not really something that I would normally go or choose for. However, this is not just straight tea. This is got milk in more of a cream type thing, cream type mix, with more of a honeydew style to it. So you definitely don't just get straight tea flavor out of this, which I was very impressed with. Zona 56, just like I usually normally start with. Good cloud production. Flavor solid. Now, the aftertaste of it is where the tea for me came in, and there's no throat kick, none. It is a 3 milligram NIC, but there's no throat kick. However, the tea flavor kicks in here. So, I mean, it's not a throat kick from the nicotine, but for me, that's where the actual flavor kind of popped. Now, that by itself probably would have made me not be so willing to keep vaping on this. However, having the honeydew and milk flavor mixed in with that, and that being the bulk of the flavor, even though it says it's a honeydew milk tea, the tea is actually really subtle compared to the rest of the flavor. It's just enough to change it up a little bit, so you're not basically just tasting another, you know, milk cream style juice. But there's enough there that it changes the feel of it so that you're not basically vaping tea. It's actually really, really good. I'm actually a fan of it. Now, again, if it was just a straight tea flavor, I probably wouldn't be touching it again. However, this is one that has just enough of the right combination of everything in this that it's a subtle enough vape that you could vape this all day. It's not something where you're gonna, if you vape on it hard, that it's gonna you know, you're going to flavor out on it, or that there's not enough there, so you have to vape harder on it, and then just be like, you know, it's just, I'm tired of, I don't want to have to vape on it that hard just to get some flavor. There is enough flavor on each vape to where you enjoy it. It's got good cloud production, but it's not, it's the right amount. So as an all-day vape, this definitely would be a good choice. I can definitely see why this is their number one selling flavor. Now, on top of that, and I showed you what it was on this just because I wanted you to see it. However, the really cool part of this video is this right here. This is a beast of an RDA, as you can already tell. This is called the Lynnsanity, and it's Lynn's Vape Shop. There's their logo. You can see the tiered vent holes. There's 3 right there. There's 3 right there. It's got a bit of a ribbing on here for the base, and it's got a square chuff cap. It's supposed to be designed for better mouth connection when you take a hit. Now, the main thing with this is it was manufactured by the LVSG company, designed by Lynn's Vape Shop team. This basically what sets this apart from any other RDA that's on the market right now. There's only one that could even have something similar to it, and I'll show you why. But let me separate this, put this one on so I can show you. Now, like I said, it is a beast of a setup, so once it's on your device, that's what you get. That's pretty big. I mean, most RDAs are going to sit about here, so I mean, there's a lot there, but there's a reason for that, and the reasoning to it is this right here. This, if you can't see it, let me take this out here. This right here is the secret to this whole setup. Right there. This piece, this section right here, this piece, yes, those are turbine fans. But unlike the turbo that's out there that has a single, this is a dual. Yes, dual. There's 2 fans in here. There's one right there, the other one's right there. Now, that's where the bulk of this comes on, and actually you can actually order just this part if you ever have a problem with it, because it is plastic. This collar part is metal, this part is plastic. They do sell this piece just like this on their site. I believe it's like $15. So if you ever do have a problem with it, they can replace it. Cap here, this is metal, and then you've got your plastic chuff cap. The stem part is metal, and then it's just your collar. Now, the main part to this, and as you can tell right in here, if you turn, it does cover the vent holes as well, so, and it does give it more of a staggered cover. The main difference and the reasoning behind the dual fans is that the swirling motion effect that it does on the incoming stream, it basically, between the 2, and they do basically spin, you know, opposite of each other, so they're both not spinning the same way, the same time, the same everything. They do a basic double spin like this, which creates a double vacuum suction. The effect of that is supposed to give you a much bigger vape pulse, so that your cloud production is going to be bigger, and I will show it to you here. As I showed you, it does have the 6 linear cyclops air slots, so it definitely, I mean, you definitely get your airflow through here. There is no doubt about that. The one thing that I like about this, though, if you've ever used the single turbines, they have a very high pitched whistle tone. I mean, it's because of the fan. A lot of people that I know that have them take the fans out. Having the dual basically kind of muffles that. Now, you still are going to have the noise, but it's not going to be as high pitched. It's not going to have that really shrill whine to it, which I was grateful to not have to hear. The base of this, as you can tell, you know, like I said, it does have that rib part here. It does have your O-rings. it is a triple post, but it has the positive square post on here is all the way down to the deck, and the negative posts are machined to the base, so that when you're building on this, it doesn't spin, or you don't have to worry about it spinning while you're trying to build and straighten it out and everything else on there, so you're not basically fighting it when you're putting your build on. So that's kind of cool. The juice well on it is pretty solid. It's one of the deeper ones that I've come across. And then it also has a bottom heat sink for it, so that it has a much cooler vape to it, so that it doesn't heat up, since it's mostly the stainless steel. That way it doesn't get hot or burn your lips on this. Basically, the way that they built this from the bottom up was, with every time they came across the next section, it was, what can they do to that to help improve this, to make this a better piece of equipment. On the site total, they sell this for $60. So it's obviously a bit more than, you know, your normal RDA or ADDI, but there's a reason for it, because there's a lot more involved in this. But without further ado, and as you can tell right here, like just this part by itself, that part you get the whistle because it's not pulling on anything, so there's not anything in there. So I mean, it is that. Now, the only I do have to say this, because I don't want somebody else to come out there and, you know, wonder if they're the only person. I contacted the company, and they were most gracious to help me and make sure that I got this. Now, when I got this, the middle screw for the middle post, the first set that I got, the screw didn't. None of the screws that came with it would stick. They basically just kind of kept rotating, kind of like they were stripped out. So in turn, they ended up sending me a few more screws and told me to give them a try to see what I could find that would work. The first one that I tried out of their bag, it worked. So if you do get one, and there is a little bit of there, I mean, you're going to have that problem with these things in general, you know. So it's not a problem that you're going to look at and be like, oh my god, that's the worst thing in the world. However, as a review, I do need to make it known. It does come in a standard, you know, RDA tin case. You know, most people see these. It does have their logo and everything on the bottom. Comes with the cotton insert, and then it comes with the standard, you know, the little kit that they all come with. It comes with the little mini screwdriver, extra screws, extra O-ring seals. So they do make sure that you do have everything that you need. As I said, it is a $60 device, so definitely want to make sure that you know how to use one, or you know why you're getting it when you get it. But other than that, the only other problem that I had with it, for me, is the chuff cap, and a lot of that's because I'm used to using smaller tips. So I don't want to say that it's the worst thing, because it's not. It's not a bad thing. It just, on every other ADDI that I use, I'm used to the smaller tips, in the 510 style or a little bit wider. So for me to jump straight up to this, it did take a little bit of getting used to. So let me go ahead and show you this real fast. Still using the same Honey-Moo. Still on the 56. Just adjust this for the straight. Lynnsanity. That's crazy. It took me a couple of tries to be able to get, because I still try to draw it the same way, and I try to get as much into my lungs as I can. So it took me a couple of tries to get this, but there definitely is a smoke production, a cloud production difference. Flavor's still on point. Cloud production is there. Let's take this up to 65 real fast. That's crazy. I don't want to say it's Lynnsanity because, well, I just did, but now the only, besides the chuff cap itself, like I said, and that's just for me, you know, that's just a personal thing with me. The main issue that you're going to have with this is because of how much bigger this is. Having the two fans in here pulling on this, you're going to go through your juice a lot faster with this. The other thing that I noticed is that it does cause your batteries to go down a little bit quicker. I'm not going to say it's going to suck the power out of them, but because of how much more power it's pulling, because of how much more the fans are causing the suction and the vacuum and everything else, it does cause this to run a little bit harder than it normally does for regular size RDAs. So it's definitely not something that I would say you take around with you on a daily basis, because you're going to go through your juice and your batteries might drain a little bit faster. But as far as if you want something, you know, that's going to definitely give you a good cloud kick to it, you know, and a big flavor burst, you know, this definitely is not a bad choice. Now, for some people, because of the height of it, you know, that's going to be huge for them to have to transport around. But in general, it does what it's supposed to. You know, it is a solid RDA. You know, since I've gotten it and I've tried using it a little bit, you know, I haven't had a whole lot of issues with it. It doesn't gum up. It doesn't stick or anything like that. You know, the propellers do obviously acquire juice on them, excuse me, so that you do have to make sure you clean it. But you know, overall, it's not a bad device. But again, you know, Lynn's Vape Shop, LVSG, the fact that you were willing to take a chance, send me the RDA to do a review on that, I am so immensely grateful for it. That is a huge honor, so thank you. The juice is a great flavor. It is a great all-day vape. It is solid all across the board. Flavor-wise, it's definitely on point. Cloud production is definitely good. The Lynnsanity, you know, solid device. It is a hard hitter. You definitely get good cloud production out of this. Some people, it might be too big. Some people might not take to the square chuff cap. It does go through your juice quicker, and it does pull on your batteries a little bit more. But you know, it's something different. It's an RDA. You know, that's what it's designed to do. But it definitely performs like it's supposed to. So in that sense, great job on that. LVSG, LynnsVapeShop.com. Check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram. You can email them as well. Guys, I'm just totally continues to be blessed and grateful to be given the opportunities that I've had. You know, Chris with Token Vaping, right there. TokenVaping@gmail.com. Facebook, Instagram. Hit me up, follow me, like me. Any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, any constructive criticism, they're all welcome. Shoot me an email or something. Just say, hey, you know, I heard about this line. Have you had a chance to try them yet? Do you know anything about them? I'll respond to you as quick as I can. Until next time, Chris with Token Vaping, associated with Cloud9 Vape Shop. Vape on, vape strong, guys.